You're watching Times Now. Sources are telling Times Now viewers that the BCCI will be inviting the tri-services chiefs for the closing ceremony of the IPL. That's the big update coming in at the moment. They're also expected to invite soldiers and top-ranking officials for the IPL final in Ahmedabad. Remember, this comes right after the Pahalgam terror attack, and also the fact that on the 23rd of April, when there was a match between Mumbai Indians and Sunrisers Hyderabad, the players had worn black armbands as well as observed a moment of silence to honor, to pay tribute to the victims of the Pahalgam terror attack. But now, sources telling Times Now that the BCCI is also now expected to invite tri-services chiefs for the closing ceremony that is scheduled for the 3rd of June at the Narendra Modi Stadium. We're also getting to know that the BCCI is expected to invite soldiers and top-ranking officials as well of the armed forces for the IPL final, which is to be held in Ahmedabad. But that special gesture, of course, coming in from the country's cricketing body reflects how the citizens are united in this, response that we have given to Pakistan and the terror masters sitting there, but also the fact that we are united in our fight against terror, in the fact that we stand strongly with those who've lost their loved ones in the Pahalgam terror attack. And now the BCCI's big decision of inviting the three services chiefs to the closing ceremony on the 3rd of June, which is scheduled to be held at the Narendra Modi Stadium in Gujarat. Of course, the other news that we are getting in, the other update that we are getting for you is also that they are expected to invite soldiers and top-ranking officials for the IPL final match, which is to be held in Ahmedabad. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is the show of gratitude as well as pride in what our armed forces and the government have done under Operation Sindoor. That's the big update coming in at the moment. This is a gesture that the cricketing body is now going to be doing. We're getting to know that soldiers and top-ranking officials of the armed forces will be invited for the IPL final in Ahmedabad. We're also getting to know that the three services chiefs will be invited for the closing ceremony. Right now, I'm joined by Lieutenant General Vinod Bhatia on the phone line with me. General Bhatia, how do you see this? This is, of course, a special gesture also reflecting how the country is united in what we are grappling with, and that is terrorism.
Yes, I think it's a good gesture. And as far as terrorism is concerned, we, the people of India, 1.4 billion people, are all united against terrorism. And respect the army, that is what it is, respect the armed forces. And it's a good gesture of the BCCI. But this should continue, not only in times of, what really happens is when the need arises, everyone stands up and raises his hand. But there is a lot more to be done for the Jawans, for the men and the families when they're at the border. And this needs to be done, on a regular basis, not only when, terror hits us and we remember them. It's only, times of crisis that we remember the gods and the soldiers. So this is something I request the countrymen to respect the soldiers. And, just give them a little bit, all we need a little bit of respect from you, nothing else. Thank you very much.
Thank you, General Bhatia, for joining us and sharing your perspective. Of course, respect is something that the entire country has for our armed forces. And because of that respect, we're now seeing the country's cricketing body, BCCI, who's expected to invite the three services chiefs as well as soldiers and top officials of our armed forces to the closing ceremony as well as the IPL final match respectively that are scheduled to be held in the near future. My colleague Arunil is joining us with more on this. Arunil, what more details do we have on BCCI's unique gesture?
The BCCI, the board which controls cricket in India, basically in the IPL closing ceremony as well as for the final, the Defence Services Chief has been invited by the BCCI. We have seen such kind of show of solidarity, show of strength by the BCCI after the Pahalgam attack, dastardly Pahalgam attack happened. The BCCI had put up messages against terrorism. What the BCCI does during such big events is extremely crucial because it gives out a message to the world. There are cricketers from different nations, be it Australia, be it South Africa, England, they come and participate in the lucrative IPL. This is when these kind of messages or gestures the BCCI makes that reaches to the world as well. And again, after Operation Sindoor as well, we had seen how national anthem was played before the game, immediately after Operation Sindoor, and a strong message was given by the BCCI in solidarity and in support with our armed forces. This is also a similar gesture, and it is extremely welcoming.
Absolutely, Arnil. Thanks very much for joining us at the moment with all those details. Ladies and gentlemen, we're slipping into a short break. On the other side of the break, we will get you updates on Prime Minister's visit to Gujarat.